Welcome to my party. We're just
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to the Armoury. Welcome to a kind of an Arsenal news. It's a very small one because tomorrow's is the big one. But we've got Canners and we've got James. How are we doing, James?
Good, yeah, been a while. Been a while. I missed all of the drama that happened yesterday, unfortunately, with my favorite player. But I'm in a really good mood.
Good. What about you, Canners?
I'm very well. This is just taken another twist to the I can't remember a more exciting transfer window in my Arsenal life. I really can't. And James, you're lucky that you didn't have to go through the 80s and early 90s. Tell ya.
It's all right, bro. I dealt with the what is it, post Thierry Henry and this era, so I
It's the
feel like I've
cycle
dealt
now.
with my
It's
fair
coming back
share.
round now.
Yeah. It's about time I saw us win
Yeah.
some trophies, I reckon.
Absolutely.
Right, before I get into what this is about, I want to tell you something that was quite funny to me. Whilst I was doing the intros, I saw Canners and James both looking at their phones, probably refreshing Twitter and everything, I reckon. Yep, see, they're both nodding. That's what they were doing whilst I was doing the
Cool.
intro. I found that so funny. I just thought that was so funny. Luke,
I was trying to catch up quickly.
We've got a main. His name is Timber. Exactly. I find it very hard not to sing it. To be fair. Afternoon to BX Gunner and James is paying his tunes. Right. So we're here to talk about the announcement that was about an hour ago. We have agreed a deal to sign Timber. It's for £36.2 million. Just for the people that want it in pounds, and it's with about 4.5 million in add-ons. So, James, happy?
Yeah, to be honest, he wasn't on my list. I think a lot of you guys have seen my list for defensive players this summer. I didn't feel like he was one that was going to be coming. I thought he was United bound. I can't lie. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised for the fee we're paying. I think it's like £40 million or something like this, just over.
Yeah, just over in total.
Yeah, he's he's someone on the ball. There's not many better than him in world football. Let's be real. And I'm curious to see how we use him because I don't know if he's going to be used as a centre back or if he's going to be playing right back. So yeah, I'm over the moon. Just the business in general we're doing. Yeah, man, it's another level.
Yeah, Canners, happy?
Oh, listen, I've been doing my homework on this kid, and he's something special. If you even just look back at the World Cup and what he was doing, how he's playing against the likes of Messi, etc. Listen, this kid, I'm over the moon with this signing, to be honest, because the thing is that number one, he's got pace. Number two, he's a bit like Saliba-esque in terms of being able to get himself out of trouble at the back if needed. Great on the ball technique, and he's versatile. Bit on the short side, 5'10". However, Martinez has shown that isn't an issue at Man United, really, has he? So, listen, I'm over the moon with this kid. I think he's going to do very, very, very well for us.
Yeah. His market value, which is something I always pay attention, is 44 million euros, and we're paying 47 in total, which is a brilliant bit of haggling by Edu, to be honest, because that is a perfect signing for us. We haven't paid too much at all. I think Timber's a bit of a bargain. Big up to Moss, lunchtime show for him. Good afternoon or good evening to Paul Wildigo. Good afternoon, guys. Gunnar Paul from Wiltshire. Lovely. Right centre back, right back, Timbers away. I totally disagree with this. I've seen Quinton. I am not impressed at all. Moss wants to bring Quinton in, his brother. Nah, not for me. I've seen him. I think he's absolutely, and as Tony said, I think he's absolutely rubbish. I'll be honest, because I do listen to Moss, and Moss points out some players, so I actually watch him, and I go, no, I wasn't even impressed by Gavin Birch, to be honest, either. To be honest, I thought he was absolutely awful. Maybe that's more to do with his issues at Munich, maybe, but Quentin Timber was awful. This has been a great week. I can remember, 100%. Bobby player values. Okay, I won't comment. Look, everyone's entitled to opinion, Moss. Look, I don't say you're wrong. I've seen him. I just think he's rubbish. That's my opinion, right? And pick up to my Northampton fan, Chairman Kelvin Thomas, Northampton Town. Says he's rubbish. Right. Obviously, the last 48 hours has been really quiet in the Arsenal atmosphere. It's been really quiet. We've heard nothing, Ethan is going to sign a new contract. Declan Rice deal pretty much done. Who else we had with Lacasse today? She's been announced. What else we had? Kai Havertz signed last night. It's been really quiet. It's been really, really quiet. I've been really disappointed because I've hardly done any streams about it. It's so quiet.
The funniest thing is the meltdowns that go on, and all of a sudden, all those same people that were having the meltdown, they're just like, "Oh yeah, no, this is really great. Oh yeah, we're moving like a big team again." It's just hilarious. The flip flops, bloody hell, God, there.
Yeah.
It's so funny to. If I could screenshot WhatsApp groups, I tell you, flipping heck.
Yeah, 100%. James, what have you thought of this week so far?
It's been a roller coaster of emotions. I can't lie. I've tried to maintain being calm. I've said trust what we're doing, and I did believe it. But there is points where I was I cut the quote from the West Ham fan. I was never nervous, but I was a bit shaky, if you know what I mean. That quote, yeah. It's just been unreal. Like, I think I was one of the first to say be excited last year. Even in my wildest dreams, I didn't expect a week, let alone a window like this is panning out to be. So, I can't stop smiling, to be honest. All I cared about was Rice. Everything else is just,
a bonus,
just a cherry on the top. And I can't believe, literally, when David Ornstein posted Arsenal have submitted £100 million plus 5. I was asleep, bro. I was asleep, so I missed the whole buzz of the Ornstein bomb of the one player I've wanted for 2 years, and I was asleep.
Counting sheep.
Apart from that, man, it's just been on another level. I've not seen this much positivity in such a short period of time, I think, around this football club in my entire life. Maybe there has been a period that you guys have experienced like this, but we're a giant club again, man.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to cut you. I'm really trying to kind of go back to if and when we've had a window where we signed players in what we say in their prime or just before their prime, but big players for huge amounts of money. No, I mean, I can say, transfer windows where we bought the one player, namely Bergkamp or whatever, and then we've got the likes of Armoury or whatever. But even Armoury wasn't really. It was like, oh, okay, we got Armoury because he did nothing really. But I mean, this is wow. This is seismic. What's happening? Right?
We're not even ended yet because we've still got another midfielder to buy.
I just hope they gel, and this ain't no kind of Chelsea kind of, too many. What do we do with all these very good players kind of thing? That's my only concern. Is that he knows exactly what he wants to get out of them, and he has the positions. Obviously, I'm pretty sure he has. I'm not doubting Mikel, but I just want us to and those players to hit the ground running, and this is perfect before July, before pre-season. They can all now, integrate and hit the ground running. I've already seen like pictures of some of the players back in the gym, training and stuff, and it's just I'm buzzing again. It's just exciting.
Some players are not back in London Colney. They're in Spain. They're all gathered up and had a meeting and I think it's about 4 of them in Spain having like training sessions and stuff because Saliba's officially back Sunday because that's when he's signing his new deal. So that could drop either Sunday or Monday. So we've got to keep an eye out for that one. BX Gunner saying Arsenal have taken major steps becoming an elite club. Yes, and considering what I've just seen going on Twitter at the moment, there could be a slight issue for Canners. I'm just saying. There's still an attacker yet to come, I believe. Call this year's back. This what to Mikel Arteta and our young nucleus would bring us. So not surprised. Going to Mars, big up to Bargav. Good news when they're resigned.
I'm looking at my contract where I'm looking for the loophole.
Can't wait for pre-season, says Tony. Nor can I. Canna's looking fly with a facial hair, says Banter FC.
Thank you, Banter FC. Yeah, I'll try.
Getting myself a Havertz jersey. Big up to you, Bargav. I like that fact that some people are actually positive about the signing because I have seen so much negativity about it. It's ridiculous.
I'm over the moon with that signing. I think this kid's gonna. Have you seen his numbers at Leverkusen and where he was playing?
Exactly. Yeah,
they are ridiculous.
Mm.
If he can get anything out, Chelsea have just absolutely killed him. They've literally killed him. He's not a number 9. He's more of a 10. But even so, even more than that, he can. That Xhaka role, that's earmarked for him.
Yeah, I'll put my 2 cents in before anything is kicked off. But you'll see the best version of Kai Havertz, I think, next year. That's when you'll see him.
Yeah, I think so as well. And the funny.
Sorry, I mean caveat. I say next year being not this summer, 2023, 24, 24, 25. That's when I think you'll see it. But he's going to be unreal this season. Yeah,
he's going to be very good. And the funny thing is, Mason Mount has just gone to Man United for 55 plus 5, and he's only got 1 year left on his deal. And we've got Havertz for 60 plus 5 and had a few years left on his deal. But according to us, we overpay for people.
I think it's the English player tax. I think. Don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I because he's. I thought the ceiling for that one would have been 40, 45 max, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Chelsea have squeezed a few more out of them.
Yeah, true. What do you think of the Mason Mount deal, James?
Yeah, I feel like when we were linked with him. A lot of people in the Armoury chat didn't like him. Don't know, not naming names, but a certain Australian does not rate that guy. I'm trying to leave that vague by saying Australian. There's a few people we know in the Armoury chat that are Australian.
He joined me.
Yeah.
Stream,
no, I'm just leaving it open ended. Nobody knows who I'm on about. But look, I really like Mason Mount. He's had a downturn this year, but again, which Chelsea player hasn't? Let's be real. I don't know how that dynamic is going to work in midfield for United. Bruno, Mount, Casemiro. That's a lot of a lot of different profiles, but we'll see. But no, I rate him a lot, and if he would have come to us, I would have taken him with an open arms.
Bruno, did you get a moment? Who did you say midfield for United?
Casemiro, Bruno, Mount.
Bruno who?
Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes.
Him. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, this is what I'm on about. I don't think the balance in that midfield is right.
Yeah, I was yeah.
It's not exciting, is it?
You know what I mean?
We're all flirting with you tonight, Kenneth.
That's all good. That might all change.
One. Will choose. Well, look, certain numbers have been chosen. Havertz is obviously choosing 29. Another number has been taken, and we'll see what Timber does. We'll see. Evening, gents, and to all in the chat. Big up to my pod bro, Don Miguel. Just need one of Xhaka Party to stay, a new midfielder. Xhaka's definitely going. Party is definitely 50-50 still at the moment. I want him to go. James doesn't. Canners.
If we get who we think we may get, then I'm happy with Party going.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's only if we get him.
Yeah. Is James fully aware of what we're talking about?
I don't think so.
A certain player from Real Madrid. There was a
he ain't coming, bro. He ain't coming. Let's park that there. There's no way that French player is coming to us. And I know his
Okay.
name doesn't start
You've
with
not
C.
heard though, James.
it's
Let's
50-50, mate.
I was in
It's
the
actually
your-
50-50 now.
I was in your same boat.
Mm.
Yeah. This
When you said it, I
afternoon when
think.
posted that little, yeah.
You're gonna
And
have
now-
to explain later off stream. I feel like, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no,
The-
we can.
I think I might have mentioned it in previous news. I'm not sure if Tuamendi's been mentioned.
All right, so
but
how is it 50-50 though? So what has brought on the fact that it's 50-50?
because Arsenal have spoken to Real Madrid, and there hasn't been a full no.
Maybe everyone should have a little bit of context to actually what we were speaking in tongues here, aren't we? For everybody.
Tchouaméni.
Yeah. So, Bobby, go ahead.
Right. So basically, Ganna said in our group WhatsApp earlier that if we sign Tuameni, Gannas will be naked on stream.
Thinking, being in the exact same boat that James is in, by saying that is not happening. Park it. There's absolutely no way. Look, which will the numbers start to dwindle? Yeah, watching it. Because there was no way this is going to happen. However, Bobby has just.
It is 50-50. There is a chance. There is a chance. Look, there's no way we're getting Caicedo. That's gone. Lavia, I don't believe, is the player that Arteta was looking at to replace Caicedo. He still wants a top midfielder coming in, and Tuameni is currently being mentioned, and I can see it happening. I do think it might be a loan, and I'll be honest with that. I think it could be a loan because I think that will suit both parties. Exactly. Or with an option to buy if you want to, depending what suits Real Madrid, because Real Madrid at the end of the day, I think want to see him succeed at Real Madrid.
I just don't. The only reason I don't see it is I feel like the game time between Rice and Tchouaméni would be like if Rice had moved to City and it was split between him and Rodri. I feel like they're both at a very similar level. I think Rice is better,
Listen,
but
one thing actually, there was one thing actually in the World Cup. I watched both of them too. I was intrigued with that battle, and it was an epic battle. Seriously.
It was so good. If we sign Tchouaméni, we have the best under 25 CDMs in the world. And it's Rice and Tchouaméni, and then nobody else comes close in that age bracket. Nobody comes close.
Yeah. To be fair, James is right.
Who else? Who else is there under 25?
Yeah.
Who is there?
Yeah.
There's nobody outside of Rice and Tchouaméni that's at that level.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. In the World Cup, he was brilliant against England. Anyway, he was brilliant. I just thought, he's proper baller.
I'd laugh if we did and kept Thomas Partey, and then it would literally be our version of a 100 times better version of the Everton lineup that they put out against us. The amount of tall players that you'd have in midfield: Rice, Partey, and Tchouaméni. What Decore, Onana, and whoever else was there. Gay, just a gay. Yeah,
but difference is our players though have athleticism and technique.
Yep.
Yeah. Tony's saying he's just microwaving my rice for dinner. Good update there. I hope you all both updating your Twitters because I can't do it whilst I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Timber will choose number 12, says Luke. Closer 2.0 under Arteta. I'm guessing he's on about Havertz there. Havertz overachieved with that Chelsea instability. But I'm guessing he means underachieved. I honestly, Havertz is awesome. Number 2, King William. Yes, Saliba will be wearing the number 2 next season. That contract will be signed on Sunday, so that will either be dropped on Sunday or Monday. We'll do a stream on that one as well. He's talked about Laurent being an inspiration to him. Don't know why. I'll be honest.
I actually think Laurent was one of the most underrated players in that Invincibles. No. Oh.
Not for me. Maybe because I'm too much of a Lee Dixon fan. Maybe that's what it is. And again, he lacked defensive qualities for me again. But that's just me. Going forward, he was good. But I like my right back to actually defend
and can take a great penalty.
Yeah, so could I. But At least I could defend. Do you know what I mean?
You're hard to please.
Yeah.
You're hard to please, Bobby.
Well, this is why I like Ben White. I love Ben White as a right back. I think he can defend. He can go forward as well. And
I think that's his best position.
Yeah, that's my best. This is why I'm with James. I don't know where Timber fits in, but I'm excited by the signing.
I think if we're being real, if it's a case of we need someone to come in at centre back, it would be White going centre back and Timber going right back. I've also got this. I saw it on Twitter. It's so stupid. Of like somebody made a picture of it was Ramsdale, Ben White, Rice, Declan Rice, and Rob Holding, and then they put the caption of Ramsdale holding White Rice, and it was so stupid. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Oh Jesus!
Cool.
Rob Holding will be leaving. I can guarantee you that at some point he will be leaving. There's going to be a lot of outgoings in the next few weeks, so that's what we've got to get prepared for now. Tavares will probably leave soon. Would have been happy with Mount, but Havertz is a steal. Yeah, true. Yeah, I love Jurrien and his. I'm just not. I've seen too much of him, and I don't like him. He needs to have a better game. Maybe that. Mind you, Moss, I did say that I think the Netherlands coach has a lot to do with why those players were poor, because they just were not set up right. To be fair, if you've seen Havertz in the last few seasons, Arsenal have defo paid 25 million too much. Says Banter FC. Personal opinion, look, the market is crazy as it is, so for me that's fine. That's very open-ended. So Happy Mount went to Maguire Club. Awesome. Mount is worth 50p, says Tony. James is referring to Jason Donovan. Right, okay. I can't remember what happened there. Saka, Rice, White, ESR.
It was the Aussie reference, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Mount being overrated since the get-go. I don't like him. Is it James that likes him? I can't remember.
Yeah.
It is James, yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, that one, no, I can't agree with you on the Mount one, because I've never seen anything special about him, if I'm honest. If I was White, I wouldn't give up my number, Moss. Canners can keep his clothes on. We shall see. We shall see. Trust me, I'll be messaging the moment I hear any concrete info about it. What happened to De Jong? Why are we not in for Valverde then? De Jong, look, as far as I know, Barcelona want to keep him, but because they want to get some more signings, he is the most likely to leave. So
his wages are ridiculous though, as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
700. Is it 700? Am I
tripping? Hang on.
Like in around 400 or something like that.
I thought I read something that was like 700 a month, a week. But I don't know if that's. I'm pretty sure this might be pre-tax. I could be just reading that wrong and somebody just made up a figure.
Frankie De Jong is, I can't convert it to pounds, but it's 721,154 euros.
Yep, 700,000 euros a week.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, so that's
we ain't going there.
Yeah, but what I will say is Havertz has had a pay cut to come to us.
Yes, because he was desperate.
You're going to have to ask this guy to take a pay cut of at least 400 grand.
He would probably to get out of Barcelona. I would. Jeez.
Well, I guess you ain't going to go poor, are you? On 300 grand a week, are you?
Yeah. Moss is agreeing with James. He ain't coming. If Partey goes, that number 5 would be perfect for Rice. Not happening. Lavia and another midfielder if sell Partey. No, we need no. Shiver me timbers, says Terence. Real want Mbappe. That always leaves the door open to possibilities. Correct. Keeping Partey should be a priority, not for me. Maybe loan good shot Bobby as Bellingham and all those mids tougher to many. Yeah, because Modric is staying as well, isn't he? So I can see, why there's a possibility.
Is Cruz staying as well?
Yes, Cruz is staying. So they've got Bellingham, Camavinga, Valverde. So you can see why, there's a big possibility.
5 into 2 don't go, does it?
Yeah, exactly. So, and for Tchouaméni, he wants to play. He wants to play football. He's French international. He wants to keep his position. So Canners could be naked. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Camavinga, says Terence. Camavinga,
everyone put a petition on saying that you don't want to see it. And I'm sure we'll yield.
Caicedo is definitely not coming. That is why Chelsea are doing what they're doing at the moment, and they will sign Caicedo. Camavinga, I can't see him being let go by Real Madrid. They prefer him to Amene. Musa, who we released, he was linked with West Ham the last I read. The young kid from Valencia.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Micro. That is actually true, mind you, unless it's the Uncle Ben's thing that you can tear the slot in the top of it or something. What's Verratti's situation? Honestly, I just hope he stays there and just regrets his decision to join him. So that's his situation for me. Didn't Bobby just trash Laurent? Yes, I did. That's my opinion. Lee Dixon could take penalties too, 100%. Bobby, you can defend. Okay. Waiting to see the pre-season roster. Wasn't Lee Dixon our main penalty taker in 92?
I think he was.
Yeah,
No, I
probably.
think it might have been earlier than that, like the 89 season or something like that. I think a whole load of us we missed like 3 or 4 penalties on the trot, and then all of a sudden he had a go and he scored, and yeah, he started taking the pens. But Brenny, if you're listening, I'm pretty sure you know.
Yeah, exactly. Brenny will put it in the comments if he's listening. Miko, interested in Mbappe. Does anyone want to know if this is true or not? Because I do.
I was gonna ask you, Bobby. Actually, I was gonna come back to Mbappe in terms of he's not going this season. I don't think he's going anywhere this season.
PSG want to get rid of him because he's not going to sign a new contract, but I don't think he's going to go this season, if I'm honest.
Let's just say, right, we win either the league or the Champions League next season. Wouldn't we be a great proposition for Mbappe? God,
Yeah.
don't do it to me, Bobby. Don't.
That is our main objective next summer, is a big striker. James knows this because James told me.
It ain't going to be Mbappe, but I know who it is going to be, in my opinion.
James thinks it's going to be Osimhen.
Yep.
I'll take Mbappe over Osimhen. I'm sorry.
Of course you would. Mbappe is the best player in the world. Of course you're going to take Mbappe over Osimhen. But let's be real. If Mbappe is leaving, there's only one club he's going.
Madrid.
Yeah. So that leaves who else? And that's why I said, by the way, you'll see the best version of Kai Havertz next summer because of Victor Osimhen.
Yeah. Moss saying
Jesus.
Bench.
Oh.
Well, how old will he be? He'll be 28, 29?
Jesus? No, Jesus is 25.
Is he 25 now?
He'd be reaching his peak.
25
right?
or 26. So he'll be, I'm not sure how old he is. He might be 26. He's not older than 26.
He's 26 now. Yeah, so he's going to be 27 next April.
Yep. So he's got a long time to go. So because we bought Zinchenko and him at 25.
Yeah.
We've got a young squad, man. Bloody hell.
Yeah, we do. And the funny thing is, we're going to get younger as well.
Yeah,
we're getting rid of Thomas Partey and Xhaka, 29 and 30, and bringing in 2 24-year-olds.
That's nuts.
You know, we just need Winery to be in the first team as well, and that's what 17, 16. So you know, bring it down a little bit more.
Back down again. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Big up to Macy Samuel Tucker. Is there any other target signing after Timber? Yes, there's still a few to go. This is just part of the transfer window. This is the big part, and then there'll be a little part after. Once we've done some sales, we need to get some money in now, and that's where we need to sell well. Yep, over and Smith says Beat's Gunner. I'm guessing that's about Lee Dixon. 5-minute rise if TP goes. Any rumours TP, as I would want lots. We're not going to get lots for TP. It's mainly to get the wage bill off, if I'm honest. It's 200,000 he's on. So, look, it's a 50-50 on that one on me. He wants to stay. Arsenal aren't that keen on him staying. If the money's right, we'll sell. Simple as that. Big up to Arsenal forever. Arteta close to £700 million spent. Should be winning the league minimum. He had it easy too long now. That's our target for next season. It's mine.
I don't know. I feel like if he's talking about he's had it easy too long, maybe expectations. But then again, you know, he's been transitioning a complete different team that was on the floor. I'm not making excuses, but he's transitioned the team from where it was to where we are now. First season as a manager during a pandemic, like, let's be real, and to get to where we are now with a limited budgets. I know you're going to say 700 million is a lot, but considering how much we spent getting rid of players, gutting the players, how many players we've physically brought in, if you look at how many players we bought, it's going to be ridiculous amounts. So, I'm with him. I'm with him in the expectations this season. The expectations this season for me is challenge and get to the semis of the Champions League. That's where I think we should be at.
Yeah. BX saying we need the depth of quality players. Moss having a moan at me here. Right. The problem is, if you don't match our transfer request, like if you don't match the 50 million that we want for Balogun, if you don't match the whatever they're asking for TP, Eddie, Lakonga, Patino, they're not going. It's as simple as that. That is why it is a hit and must, because if that team doesn't come in and doesn't offer that money, then that player's not going. They're not going to go, oh, okay, we'll just sell him anyway. Arsenal want a specific amount of money in so we can get the other targets that we're looking at. Currently we've got 3 players coming in. We want at least 2 more, possibly another, along with 2 other youth players. So we've got a lot to spend. And I said to everyone in the WhatsApp group that we're in, I expect over £300 million to be spent. So we need to get at least 350 in. And by doing that, Eddie we've got to get 30 million for Eddie. I can't accept any less than that for Eddie.
He's a proven Premier League player now, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. 30 million is perfect money for Eddie. Balogun, I kind of expect, yes, we want 50, but I think I can see that being 40 million with add-ons that will take it over the 50 because he's young, hasn't really proved enough, so add-ons will probably be in part of his deal. Lakonga, I'd be happy with 15 million, get my money back on him, if I'm honest. Rob Holding, 5, not being horrible to Rob, but I think that's kind of the price right now, if I'm honest. KT, I said this on the last stream that we did on Tuesday. I want Celtic to go away because they haven't got the money to get TNA. Their budget is 30 million. So that concerns me. That I want at least 35. I think, James, you wanted more, didn't you, for KT?
No, I think 35 to 30 is where we'll be at for him. And I think 25 to 30 is where we'll be at for Eddie. But yeah.
Do you think there'll be some add-ons, though, on most of these players, like Eddie and
I
KT?
think it will be 30 plus 5 for KT, and I think it will be 25 plus 5 for Eddie, if he sells.
Yeah, fair enough. And then we've got Tavares. He's obviously going to be going.
I think
so
10.
that's another 10 if we're lucky. Because honestly, that guy cannot defend. I've watched him again in the under-21s. That guy, he's brilliant going forward. He's absolutely dynamite on that left wing. As soon as you go to defend, he's like, oh my word. And it's like, oh, crikey. Yeah. It's just painful to watch, honestly, because he's still ours. And it's like, oh dear. Mbappe would have to take a pay cut to join us. What they pay at PSG is just crazy money. So, and Barcelona, to be fair. Don't worry too much because we don't break our wage structure too much, and we still won't because that's how we've got so much money to spend this summer. We've been very clever. All I know is Mbappe rejected Tottenham publicly. Osherman not resigning and said so. Napoli wants sell for 150 million and want a certain red and white striker. But it could be Jonathan David as well from Lille. Because it's the way that he's saying, I want a certain red and white. So he would have just said Balogun, but this is Moss. This probably, look, Jonathan David will leave Lille. There's only about 4 or 5 clubs that want him over the whole of Europe. He'll go to one of them. I don't know where, but it's definitely not Arsenal. Why would the best player in the world go to Arsenal? Because we're the best club.
Well, I think people got to realise that we're back to a place where players see Arsenal as a great place to be. Yeah, absolutely. A young progressive squad, young progressive manager. We're acting great in this transfer market. I mean, the jury's still out for me in terms of the way we're going to sell. We have to get better at that. Because at the moment, it looks like we've learned our lesson in terms of buying. Let's hope it continues in the way that we sell. Listen, everything at the moment is positive. And the squad and the way it's evolving from the things that have happened in the past on and off the pitch, from losing the fourth spot and, to Tottenham the year before, coming second, losing to this is all kind of like experience that a squad is going through together and learning how to, and they're learning fast how to kind of rectify these mistakes, feel that pain of losing out, not wanting to go through that again. And then you sprinkle in a little bit of stardust with certain players like Declan Rice, Havertz, and etc. Listen, we're on the up.
I feel like people are underestimating the impact that this Declan Rice signing is going to have. You don't sign £100 million player in the world of football and it not go noticed.
Yeah,
so I feel like, how do you call it? This is a good question, but I just feel like outside of, let's be real, Real Madrid and City, what's a more exciting project than Arsenal? And I'd even go to say, I know people are going to call me crazy and maybe I'm biased because I'm an Arsenal fan, but look, if you're joining a team that's won it all, it's a great opportunity, don't get me wrong. But for me, it feels like, I don't know how much of you guys are basketball fans, right? If you are at all, when KD joined the Warriors, right? That feels like the same. Okay, so they were the best team. They were the best team in the NBA by a mile. And then they signed the best player in the league just to win a trophy, you know what I mean? And that's the only time he's won a championship, and everyone holds it against him because he's meant to be one of the best players ever, but he's only won a championship with the best team, and it was like a cheap move to do. That's why I'm quantifying City, right? If you are one of those players now going to City, you might play a bit role and you might win everything. You probably are guaranteed to win everything, but the difference you will have as a status of a player joining a club like Arsenal, I'd even put Man United in that and leading them to a major honour again. Your profile in world football is so much higher. And I'll even say this, when Arsenal win, because we are going to win, when Arsenal win a Premier League, you'll see the difference between Arsenal winning a Premier League and Man City winning a treble. The difference will be uncomparable. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. Luke said he's already helped us out by buying Pepe for £1. Thank you, Luke. I'll put 20p towards that just to help you out a bit. But honestly, there's Pepe as well that's got to go. But yeah, that one's just weird. Theo Set, please tell me about the Rice medical. It has happened. We're just waiting for a little bit more news now. 700 million is nothing. True. It's nothing now, because years ago it would have been 700 million. But nowadays it's what, 7 players? Really, let's be honest, it could be 7 players. 7
good players.
Yeah. What about Timber? Look, we did mention it. It's £36.2 million with 4.5 million in add-ons. The deal is agreed. We've now just got to move on to a little bit of paperwork, then the medical. Hopefully, maybe the weekend, maybe early next week, we should have him in. Terence is saying 35 million for Eddie. Terence said 10 million on guessing on someone. No idea. Here we go. Talk continue with Rice isn't true. I don't know what we were talking about for that.
I think they just got annoyed about that because they wanted us to talk about Rice, but we didn't. So
okay.
Got annoyed.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, we always seem to go down many paths when we have a chat. Brewster and Solanke come to mind. Yeah, 100%. KT's 40-60 million, says Terence.
No, I agree with that. Listen, you take KT's. The only reason why he didn't have the season that he had the season before was because Zinchenko played. But if we're talking about selling Tierney this time last year, that's the numbers you're talking about.
Yeah. True. It is true. I would turn Tavares in the Portuguese Bale. To be fair, yes. That is kind of because Bale never became a left back again, did he? once he was a winger. So yeah, but Tavares cannot defend at all. Saw on Twitter that West Ham want Tavares for 8 million. Yes, it's true. We'll see what happens.
12 million from West Ham for him.
It's 35 million and all up front for Tavares.
Yeah.
See what's happening here. David is a better fit for us than Balogun in BX's opinion. Not for me, if I'm honest, James, because I don't want it all being me anti Jonathan David. James,
no to both of them.
There you go, Canners, Jonathan David, and Balogun.
No, I want a different profile of forward.
Thank you. So it's not just me, because I feel like Moss thinks it's just me picking on Jonathan David. It's the wrong profile for Arsenal Football Club. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's not. It just doesn't fit Arsenal, and that's what happens. Mbappe would want to follow into Aries' footsteps.
He's an Arsenal fan.
Yes, he is.
Well,
it wouldn't surprise me. Let's just say that it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, have you seen the pictures of him when he's young and everything, and the pictures that he's had on his wall, all Thierry Henry, Zidane, and whatever. But I mean, like a lot of them are Arsenal players. Vieira in their prime at the time. So him growing up at that time, he's going to see the French players at Arsenal. It's Anelka, all of them. Not.
I'm telling you, I said this as well. Right? It's time we integrated some Dutch and French excellence in this team. We already have the Brazilian and we already have the English. We're just missing the French and the Dutch. We're addressing the Dutch, this summer. I'm hoping for another Dutch player, but there's Keffer and Thuram. You should join the North London side, bro.
Thuram is going to Liverpool, mate.
Yeah, and I'll cry inside.
Yeah, he's going to Liverpool. Big up to Banter FC. Bravo goes not stopped by in a while. This channel is now hot. Thank you ever so much. It's been a lot of hard work, and we're always trying to do streams as much as we can in the week. Mbappe in the number 14 shirt sounds good. It does. I'm happy with how we are moving, but I've never seen Arsenal as a project in any era. I totally get what Bernie says. Big up to Gunner King, big facts.
Hey, Gunner King, man, it's been a minute. How you been, bro?
Just what Sky reports, the Rice and Timber deals are close. Yes, 100%. They're close, but not completed yet. They won't be complete until we see them in the shirt. So until you see them in the shirt, they're not officially done, but the deals are agreed with both. Rice is further along than what Timber is. Timber, I do expect to see him at least by early next week. They've already forgotten Silva, Fernandinho, I can't even say his, Fernandinho. Yeah, etc. The pillars that built that club. Rice to Arsenal is massive, 100%. James, on the difference between us winning and the likes of that small club from the east of Manchester. Oldham. Talking about Oldham? I can't think of any other club in Manchester.
Andy Ritchie and Frankie Pond.
I heard we have to submit a formal offer first. It's a verbal agreement. I heard that gives in for Timber on Monday. I heard that gives in for Timber on Monday. Goes in for Monday. I don't know what he means by that.
Yeah,
I heard that gives in for Monday.
I think essentially what he's saying is that it's a verbal agreement. I guess everyone's agreed. Yeah. However, the official bid, which has to be provided to Ajax, has not gone in as yet, but everything's all in place for that to happen. I don't know if that's what you're saying.
I'm happy. I know it's all sorted. Mary to leave in the next 24 hours, apparently. Yes, because is it Monza? Is it Monza he went to?
That's right. Yeah.
Basically, triggered the contract for him to sign. Tammy Abrahams is the one, says Terence Tibbs. Thierry Henry and CR7 were Mbappe's childhood idols. It's 200% right profile like Jesus. It's good link-up play, better finisher and best presser. So, of course, he fits the Mikel Arteta system. JD, and he's 100% a goon and massive Henry fan. Okay, that's your opinion. Thuram or Fofana, have you seen the two of many links? Yes, as you can see, Canners has.
We know too well about the
Thuram is a no-no. Fofana is a big possibility. He's about 30 million from Monaco, so he's a good. I don't want to say cheap option because he's not cheap, but is a good option for Monaco. Have you looked into him, James Fofana?
Nope.
Monaco. Okay, you might need to. Why change style of player for one striker? Sorry, doesn't happen like that.
I don't believe we would change our style of play. What would happen is the player with a different profile will give us so many more options to the way we play. In my opinion, anyway. I just feel sometimes Jesus is as good as he is, and don't get me, he's brilliant. If he was that bit more prolific, I guess I wouldn't be kind of saying we need a different profile of striker. However, there are strikers out there that are achievable for us to get in the future, where I think that will have that bit more of a physical presence and that bit more, how would you say, clinical in front of goal.
It's the logical next step in it, and even with Jesus, even if we signed this, I'm just say Osimhen for this example. You put Osimhen in this team, right? You know I like him both anyway. What is it? You put Osimhen in this team, it's like completing the jigsaw of this squad. And with Jesus, for me, he's the best versatile player in world football. Who can you name that can play a 9, a left wing or a right wing at the standard he can?
Chris Kwame.
I don't. So, yeah, sure.
Franny Jeffers.
Yeah, that is currently playing. Playing.
Oh, okay.
So let me caveat that with he's actually actively playing football.
Oh my God, Chris Kwame.
Even all of those names, by the way, straight over my head. No.
Both
clue.
played for the Arsenal.
Still no clue. I wasn't around in the 40s.
Trust me, the Chris Kwame one, you have not missed anything. Franny Jeffers, you didn't miss anything apart from.
Was it pre-World War II, Bobby?
Hang on,
you millennials,
I've got the power to do that. I can't believe he's seriously.
You millennials, flipping egg.
No, Franny Jeffers was one of those that had a one-hit wonder season. We signed him from Everton and just absolutely.
Do you think? Sorry to digress. I think that was a bit of a panic buy from us because I think we just got beat in FA Cup final against Liverpool, and Thierry Henry kept saying, "Oh, we need a fox in a box. We need a fox in a box. Someone who just puts." And we ended up splashing out 8 million on Franny Jeffers. That was big money, but then I guess that would be equivalent of 60-70 million now. He was crap.
He was absolutely awful. Chris Kwame was worse than Franny Jeffers, by the way. Just so you know, he was worse. Signed him from Ipswich Town. Ipswich Town were big back then, but just so everyone's fully aware, Ipswich were big back then. They're not so much anymore, and I can say that because I'm from Colchester.
Was it up front?
Oh yeah. Oh jeez, yeah. Because he's got Jason Dezell's. His son plays football now. He's actually not decent, bad player. Got a kick. Say Jeffers was so bad.
Yeah, he was. Listen. Armoury was right in front of goal, and he actually stopped, tried to pass it to Jeffers for him to put it in the back of the net. Such was him being so bad at scoring. It just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, Luke liked the Jeffers. Look, to be fair, I think a lot of us did. Yeah. It wasn't the case that we didn't like the signing, but it was an absolute flop. And Moss is going to test you here. James must not know Kevin Campbell, Perry Groves, then, and Carnu.
Perry Groves, no. Kevin Campbell and Carnu, of course.
Okay. Perry Groves, no. Oh,
nope.
He was probably the instigator of our first end of a trophy drought in the 80s with his run in the Littlewoods Cup final for teeing up Charlie Nicholas to score the winner against the mighty Liverpool at the time. Perry Groves forever in my heart with that run.
We've got a really important question coming up now. Whose ears were bigger, Gary Lineker's or Franny Jeffers?
I thought he was going to say. I was waiting for Canners there as well.
Where's option C? Where's option C for the Silver Fox?
To be fair, I would say Jeffers.
Yeah, Jeffers.
To be honest, you'd have to honestly, James, try and find some clips of Franny Jeffers. It's at Everton as well. To be fair to you, looking at Everton as well as Arsenal, because he looked quite a good player, but it just did not work out until Gunnar King telling you to watch some Perry Perry Groves, Clips, Perry Groves, my boyhood hero.
Yeah, absolutely.
Patino's is like Jeffers for title, and Jeffers. Right, guys, we've been streaming for nearly an hour. It was only meant to be a quick one, but for some reason we just managed to get into loads of stuff. As always, I will be back definitely tomorrow at 7 p.m. for actual proper Arsenal news in the way that I do it. But James, where can people find you? And just remember, Twitter.
Cheers, Bobby. Thank you. So you can find me on Twitter. No, I'm kidding. You can find me on Twitter at James Armoury TV, and probably on here, hopefully more frequently when I get the time. But yeah,
Brilliant stuff. And the Naked Man.
No, that's not gonna happen. We ain't getting him, but if we do, then all I'll be wearing is a French top.
mad.
It's not like you're gonna see anything below. But anyway.
Depends what angle you're pointing your camera, Cannon.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, you can find me as always on the Armoury TV. When I put my teeth back in, and also on Twitter at Cannons2204. Thank you, Bobby. Gosh.
Naked Man. That's what I'm just going to call him now. I'm just Naked Man every time.
It's not gonna happen.
And Moss has made it got up a level here. French Bates outfit. There you go.
No, you didn't. Flipping heck.
But guys, as I said, I'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. for the Arsenal news. There'll be loads tomorrow because there's been loads this week. So, and if there's any breaking news, we'll do our utmost to break it as it happens. But really appreciate everyone being here in the chat as well. And I will definitely see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.